Hello, welcome back to the Red Path. So we've got some apparent leaked points for the new World Eaters Codex. I'm going to start off and say I'm 99% sure this is fake, but yeah, so this just dropped in a couple of Facebook groups. Someone posted it in our Discord. Appreciate it being shared because it's interesting to speculate on anyway, but like I said, I'm pretty sure this is fake, and I'm going to go over my reasoning why now. And this isn't entirely unique thoughts on my behalf. This is, you know, we're discussing this pretty heavily in the Discord right now. So credit to anyone who came up with these suggestions, but I'm going to go through and say why I don't think this is real. So first of all, we can see our HQs here. We've got Khorne, the Lord Invocatus, which will definitely be in there. Almost certainly be a Demon Prince, a generic Lord on Juggernaut because the Lord Invocatus should be a named version. The Master of Execution's going back to HQ, possibly, but it is pointed at 65 points, and I think it was Dara that pointed this out. That's, you know, not including the Mark of Khorne, which we currently have to pay. That could be actually what it's going to be, which I would be very, very happy with that. World Eaters Master of Executions at 65 would be absolutely bonkers, and I'd love it. And to be fair, that's what it should be anyway, because I think the Mark is overpriced. But regardless, we're missing generic lords, foot lords, we're missing Terminator lords, and we just got the Azak the Annihilator, you know, the special subscriber model, which, whilst I understand is more of like a centerpiece or a part, like a display piece, it is kind of weird to release a Terminator Lord based on some really badass art, Mark Gibbons' piece of art, I believe, and then not even have it as a possibility to run it in your army with the new codex. That seems very strange to me. There's also potentially something wrong with the points for the Demon Prince. This one I'm not sure about because there is a new model being released. I'm not 100% sure what the options, claw, axe, sword, etc., double claw, for the new Demon Prince model are, but I do remember there being a Warp Bolter modelled on there, even though we currently don't have rules for it. So I don't know. It just does seem strange that they're just pointing the wings and there's no difference in weapons points where there is right now. So that's the HQ. So we're missing Azak the Annihilator. Demon Prince points seem a little bit off, and the Master of Execution's back as an HQ and apparently pointed a bit low. But the rest of it, you know, depending on rules, hopefully Khorne gets some actually decent rules this time. Okay, onto the troops. We have Jackals, spelled differently to, you know, the traditional spelling of Jackal. Now, it's been a long, pretty safe bet prediction that we're going to get some kind of beastmen, whether Khorne Gors or generic beastmen like the Blackstone Fortress models that exist, stuff like that. I'm not familiar with Jackals spelt this way in 40k. There could be some obscure type of beastman or Bestigor or whatever that exists. I don't know. Not sure. 7 points a model, 10 to 20, so it's, you know, right there in that kind of meat shield, chaff, cultist range. They apparently have access to an icon, a new weapon, or a couple of new weapon options. I don't know. Seems to be plucked out of thin air. Unsure. Berserkers are there at 22 points a model. They have the Eviscerator, which the kit comes with, the new kit, but there's no mention of a two-handed axe. I'd be very upset and surprised if the two-handed sword and two-handed axe were both the same thing, both an Eviscerator. But we'll see. Berserker icon in there. It's hard to say. I just think missing the axe when it's, you know, definitely a weapons option in there seems a bit strange. Then we jump onto the elites here. 8-bound and Exalted 8-bound. We're guessing the Exalted 8-bound is supposed to be the new Mutilator kit. You know, we've seen like a Chain Fist option for it. It looks like a sort of differentiated version of the Obliterator kit. But we've had rumours of this for a little while. This could just be whoever created this, if it is a fake, just, you know, feeding into that. The 8-bound, we have also heard of a sort of new bespoke World Eaters possessed unit. That could be this. 3 to 6 models seems a bit strange though. They're called the 8-bound and you can't take 8 of them. but maybe they're not possessed at all, or maybe they're a type of possessed, just nothing to do with the current possessed models, which would be really frustrating as I'm in the process of painting my new possessed right now. Not much to say on this, like, it just doesn't feel right. Then we have the Hellbrute, pretty much exactly the same as the current Hellbrute. Can't say anything about that. Fully expect to receive the Hellbrute in the Codex. World Eater's Terminator Squad. So 35 points a model straight away, which is kind of sucky, but it does have the mark of Khorne. That is roughly what we pay. We pay 36 to 34 and a half per model right now, depending on where on the scale between 5 and 10 you're taking. So it does sit there because there's no mark option, at least on this part of it. Obviously, because everything's going to be mark of Khorne. So I don't know. This is the one that really kind of upsets me. There's been a lot of rumours floating about that World Eaters aren't getting Terminators, or we're not getting Red Butchers, or whatever. Everything is contradicting everything else. According to this, there are Terminators in there. They're going to be slightly unique. And apparently, and this is just coming from a rumour, Red Butchers is going to remain a stratagem, and I'm going to be super upset. Super pissed. Like, I will be... I'm not going to say throwing a tantrum and you know, everything, but I will be absolutely fucking mad if Red Butchers remains a stratagem. No, it shouldn't have been a stratagem this time around, but I understand it because... you know, the Codex was already in the sort of near future plan. Fine, make an allowance for this time, but not in the Codex. No, it absolutely needs not to be. If it is a stratagem, I obviously will talk to Darren, everyone, but I'll be probably starting some kind of fucking protest about that. You know, like that's not on. So then we look at fast attack, just Chaos Spawn. Just Chaos Spawn. Presumably exactly the same rules as currently, but no Raptors, no Bikers, no Warp Talons, which, you know, that's in line with some of the rumours, but that's really upsetting. No fast attack is a problem. Looking at heavy support, it's basically everything that's generic. Land Raider, Predator, both Predator types, Defiler, Forge Fiend, Mauler Fiend, no Vindicator, no Havocs. That's a problem. Like, Predators are okay, but I'm not going to run them competitively unless we get some absurdly good new rule for, you know, vehicles, but I don't see that happening for World Eaters. Land Raiders fine, you know, maybe we'll get some strat support for that. So Land Raiders fine, as a little bit of firepower, but lacking the Vindicators and Havocs and Obliterators and presumably a couple other options I can't quite think of. That's a problem. We're just going to be relying on Forge World, I think, possibly anyway. Obviously, again, this is probably fake. It surprises me that so much is pulled out and it's so sparse. Although this is very similar unit count to Thousand Suns, you know, again, we lack psychic phase stuff. And now we're completely being, you know, eviscerated of our shooting phase stuff. So, I don't know. Helldrake's in there. Rhino's in there. Here's another one. The Angron's there as a Lord of War, which that's expected. 360 points. I guess that's about 100 points shy of what Magnus is and Mortarion. That is surprising and really a red flag here. I don't think Angron should be 360 points. He needs to certainly be over 400 because he's either going to be absolutely dog shit or broken, and I don't want either of those things. I want him to be solid, but I want you to pay for what you get. Be nice if he's, you know, has utility in a competitive list, but I don't mind if he doesn't. I'll be getting one. I just don't want him to be broken. I really don't want him to be broken and like, oh, everyone's running Angron, or no, I don't want that. That seems incredibly cheap. Another thing, just to kind of round this out before I sort of go off on too much bullshit here. This looks like a PDF. It doesn't look like a photograph of a, you know, early release book. It doesn't look like a scanned copy. Someone's, you know, whipped the book on a photocopier quick or you know, scanner. Anything like that. It's a PDF, which is surprising. And and I don't think there's precedent for that, because we don't have the PDF versions of the rules of the codexes anymore. They don't do that. They don't release the electronic copy. It's all in the app, and although I haven't used the Warhammer app in a while, they're not, as far as I remember, presented in this way. So this just doesn't feel real. Of course, you know, maybe someone could get hold of a master copy from Games Workshop, but that doesn't seem real either. Also, probably won't show up here, but I did notice, let's see if I can make this, I've zoomed in obviously, some of the artifacting around, you may not be able to see it, I apologise, but there's some incredibly straight line artifacts around the boxes here and some of the words. Let's take a better look here, because Master of Executions is something that would have been moved. So if we, okay, I can't get it any better for you, but you can see some like artifacts in here, which this could be something normal in the process, but if someone's got a pure electronic copy of it, it should be pretty good, you know, quality, quite high fidelity. And this isn't great when you zoom in. You can see a lot of like blurred lines where it looks like it's been copy and pasted or manipulated in Photoshop and stuff. I'm not a, you know, Photoshop genius here, but I kind of understand the basics of it. But, you know, maybe someone who knows more about that sort of stuff could leave a comment below. Anyway, yeah, I'm just wrapping this up. Basically, I do not think this is real. I'm just making content out of it because, you know, that's what I do on the channel. That's what this World Eaters channel is for. I'm not trying to stir up hype or anything like that for this. I genuinely think it's fake. But it is something to discuss. It's news, right? It's something to talk about, and it does get our hype values and our speculations up, and we can start talking about it. Like the Discord took off like crazy, and that makes me happy because people are engaged. But I genuinely don't think this is real. I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't, you know, make any purchases based on this or start any conversions based on this. I wouldn't sell any models based on this. But let's have a chat about it. Yep, so anyway, that's it for this one. Come join the Discord and see it. And, you know, we always get all the rumours and leaks and stuff super early. Anything to do with World Eaters, probably in our Discord within half an hour of it occurring, to be quite honest. So, yeah, come along there, join that. Consider subscribing, blah, 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 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Anyway, until next time, folks, stay healthy, stay safe, and kill main button.